Hey, Sycamore View, happy Thursday. Why don't we take a little stroll around the Sycamore View campus today for a little Devo time? How's that? A couple weeks ago, I talked about Luke chapter 5, where Jesus tells the fishermen to go out, put their nets into deep water, and then he ends up calling Peter to come and follow him. And in chapter 5, verse 11, it says they left everything. The fishermen left everything to follow Jesus. So chapter 5, 1 through 11, you have the first time in the Gospel of Luke where there's this radical call to discipleship. I know it's a little dark in here, but that's all right. The very next story, starting in verse 12, is a guy with leprosy comes into the presence of Jesus. Now, if you had leprosy, it means that you had a disease. It was the breaking down of bodily cells to where you don't feel pain. It was an awful disease. And it wasn't just a physical disease. It was a social disease too. Because if you had leprosy, it meant that you couldn't be around your spouse, you couldn't be around your children, you were totally isolated from community. If you got close to other people, you had to yell, unclean, unclean. So it was not just a physical disease that basically just your body would rot away. It was also a social disease. So it kept you from community. You were isolated. So this guy comes into the presence of Jesus, which was against the law to do. So if you had leprosy, you can't come into the presence of someone else. And in the story, Jesus does something crazy. Jesus is the one who reaches out his hand and touches the man with leprosy before he heals the man with leprosy. In the story, Jesus heals the guy of a social disease before Jesus healed the guy of a physical disease. I think that's amazing. Blew me away when that captured my heart 15, 20 years ago, blew me away about Jesus. So we serve one who is eager to set the body right, the heart right, and to set community right. So let me be really careful how I navigate this right now with you, because I don't want you to think that what I'm saying or why I'm even bringing up these stories is that we need to be like Jesus and reach out and just touch sick people right now and be irresponsible. That's not it. I do think there are those right now who are so concerned about their physical well-being that they are denying the beauty and power of community while we go through COVID-19. And I think there are those who are so ready to socially engage that they're being almost foolish in how they're ready to re-engage no matter what it may mean to other people. And I think there's a way to navigate this in a way that honors who Jesus is. So I want to take us back just to three basic principles, simple principles, and it's this. How is your heart with God? As Jesus calls people into deeper forms of discipleship, how is your heart with God? Secondly, how is your heart in community? How is Jesus in the process right now of helping you engage and re-engage socially and with a network and with community and with relationships? We need these to survive. And thirdly, just like Jesus, what does it mean for us to serve in a responsible way right now? How's our heart with God? What does it mean for us to stay connected in community in a way that matters? Jesus is healing social diseases right now. And what does it mean for us to follow in the steps of Jesus, where even right now we touch the untouchable and we love the unlovable in a responsible way? I love you. I pray for you every day. God bless.